From failing college exams to hunting bugs to buying a
Back
laptop.
in back when I was 17, 18, I was like very adamant on becoming a YouTuber. First year of college happened, I uploaded videos. Third semester onwards, I had taken like 5 subjects and I failed in almost 4 of them. And then my parents had to fly down. It was like a whole drama, like mixed with a lot of like emotions, very melodramatic. Somehow, I surprisingly came across this one blog post by Buckcrowd, and one of the companies I came across was Ola.
Is it like you guys have been hacking together for the last 8, 9 years now?
If I find one exercise, that's like 25K. And if I submit like 4 or 5 of it, I'm done. I can just go back to making YouTube videos and Let's Plays. I still remember I was in the mess. I was having my lunch and I get this mail saying that, like a bounty has been awarded of 250 euros.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Hacker series, where we go past different toolkits, leaderboard, and invite great minds from cybersecurity. Today's guest is Avinash. You might know him online as Nash underscore and AAASH underscore. He calls himself an accidental hacker, but the resume says otherwise. He had been a pen tester before, a former AppSecure researcher, and part of a squad that has dominated Amazon's live hacking events in Amsterdam with over 80 plus vulnerabilities and over $100,000 in payouts. From failing college exams to hunting bugs to buying a laptop, and also I would say not an accidental YouTuber, but made a lot of YouTube videos which are not public anyway. But
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
there to topping global leaderboards and discovering high impact IoT bugs in Vegas, his story is one of persistence, precision, and purpose. I have talked with him previously, and it was a very interesting conversation we had. So I invited him to have share some of his journey, not the full part, but at least some part of it that you would relate to and get to understand how he went into hacking from something totally different. Avinash, it's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Let's
Thank you so
start
much for having me on the Hacker to Hacker series. Yeah.
Let's start from the beginning. So, you often call yourself an accidental hacker.
Yeah.
What exactly went wrong with the YouTube plan that you started hacking in this?
So I mean, this was I. So the thing was back when I was 17, 18, I was like very adamant on becoming a YouTuber, and I was like, oh my god, you know what? I'm just gonna make Let's Play videos. I'm gonna upload one video a day, and then like get that money because why not? Like that's how it was always sold on YouTube. You don't see the behind the scenes of how much work goes into it. Something very
Yeah.
similar to Bug Bounty. So yeah, like first year of college happened. I uploaded of videos. But again, like I was a very shy kid back then. Didn't really, like put my word out there saying that, oh guys, look at my video. Like even though it's cringy, but like somebody like, share, subscribe, whatever. But yeah, I didn't do any of it. I think first 40 videos I didn't even put my face in it. I was just like, I was this weird kid talking in a very weird accent, which was very
Hmm.
pretentious back then. And I cringe at it. Like looking at those videos, I'm just like, oh my god, that's not me. Like yeah. But then yeah. So all of I think I did that for 2 semesters, and I think third semester onwards, I had taken like 5 subjects, and I failed in almost 4 of them. And then my parents had to fly down. It was like a whole drama, like mixed with a lot of like emotions, very melodramatic. And at least at that point, I was like, you know what? Okay, this is maybe not working out for me. And even the laptop that I have, like the rig that I have to rig, yeah, I have to like
Rigged.
record. Yeah, like I have to play games. On top of that, I have to record, and then I have to record myself, and then I need to have like I have this laptop to even edit the entire thing out and then upload it on YouTube after compressing it a lot because there was like 10 GB limit per month.
Oh,
So yeah, because like it is like yeah. So yeah, I ended up having but I had 5 subjects, plunked in 4, and I was like, okay, you know what, this is not working out for me. I need to like I still want to do YouTube, yes, that's there for sure, but I can't do it with this laptop of mine. So like I need to make money. And back then I did very random things. Like since I was also doing YouTube, I kind of got very familiar with video editing and Photoshop. So there is, I think, what is it called? ArtStation. I do have a either ArtStation or Art Nation. I don't know, where people
Yeah.
can just make stuff on Photoshop and upload it, and if anybody likes it, they can buy your
Oh,
stuff. Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
smart.
I tried to do that. Nobody bought whatever I made. I don't even. I uploaded very there. So yeah, that didn't really work out. I also filled out random surveys, thinking that like
Oh.
if I fill this survey out, I'll get some money, or like if I like if I do the Google reCAPTCHA thing multiple times, I'll get
Mhm.
some amount of nothing. None of that worked. But somehow I surprisingly came across this one blog post by Buckcrowd without knowing
Yeah.
what Buckcrowd was back then, that
Okay.
listed all the companies which have like now I didn't even know what it was called back then, but it was basically external bug bounty programs. Like they
Mhm.
have their own platform, they just pay, like they're not listed on HackerOne or Buckcrowd or Integrity. Yes, we have, they have their own thing, they pay
Mhm.
as per their terms or whatever. And one of the companies I came across was Ola. And I was like, oh my God. And like, since all of it was in INR, I was like, oh my God, I don't know what XSS is, but if I find one XSS, that's like 25K. I was like, if I submit like 4 or 5 of it, I'm done. Like, I'm done with hacking. Like, I can just go back to making YouTube videos and Let's Plays. But yeah, I started doing random on Ola. I had no clue what I was doing. I don't even know when I came across HackerOne. I just made my profile back in 2017, September of 2017, and
Mhm.
yeah, that's pretty much how my hacking journey initially started.
This
Yeah.
is quite relatable to so many people I talk that, and I don't know, Buckcrowd has a very good impact on a lot of people. I was talking to Devanshu the other day. You can see that on the channel itself.
Yeah.
He also stumbled on one of these Buckcrowd blogs or Buckcrowd University, I think, and that's how he got into hacking. And it's the
Mm.
same for you as well. Probably
Yeah.
Buckcrowd has a better impact or more impact than a lot than people know for.
Yeah,
But that's interesting.
that's, I mean, that I 100% agree, because like when I started off submitting bugs on HackerOne,
Mhm.
like most of them NA spam with negative signal.
Okay.
I was like, okay, you know what? I'm tired of this. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm sick of getting, like rejected everywhere. So I'll just shift to Buckcrowd, because back then Buckcrowd, like Buckcrowd,
They never put negative reputation, I think.
yeah,
That's
if
why.
only if you go out of scope, only then you get
Oh, yeah.
negative points. If the market is NA duplicate, nothing. I mean, like now, I don't think you get points for duplicate, but back then you used to get points for
Is it
duplicate
points
as
for
well.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. So it was a great
Which,
playground for me to
which
just,
game did you
like,
record though on
sorry.
YouTube? Which game was it?
Oh, there
Which
was,
game was it?
I used to play a lot of horror games, because back in 2016, 17, like that was a thing, like a trend in YouTube,
Mhm.
where people would like intentionally play horror games
Oh,
middle
yeah.
of the night, just pan, so that like they get a reaction, and then like that'll like get them the
My
views.
cousin told me
Like,
about this game called Plasmophobia.
oh yeah,
I
I've
played
heard
it.
of it. I've heard of
Yeah,
it, but I've
but never
not played.
played. I played once or twice, but never
Yeah.
continued to play it. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
interesting.
No, like I think I remember back in my college, there were a couple of games that were coming out. One was Outlast 2, one was Resident Evil 7.
Oh,
Resident Evil
Resident
7,
Evil as
sorry,
well.
yeah. And I remember I saved up money because I wanted to
Mhm.
buy the game from Steam. And I didn't want to pirate it back then. Yeah. I bought the game off of Steam. And then like since the release date of that game was coinciding with my exams,
Uh-huh.
I was studying beforehand so that I can sit and record in peace.
Oh,
So that
okay.
like my content creation, like so that I'm committed to YouTube. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
that's a very interesting and a very persistent thing that you wanted
yeah,
to make sure that you could record that day so that
yeah,
you studied
yeah, yeah.
everything in
I
before.
mean, it's the same thing, right? Like if you're the first one, and if some person comes across your videos or like playlist like for the first time,
Mhm.
uh, like it might actually help boost your viewership. That's exactly how YouTube works. Like it's just like one video that needs to go viral, and then you just like all the videos end up getting a lot of views as well.
Yep.
Like,
I
yeah.
agree. I agree. So tell me, like when you stumbled upon Buckcrowd blogs and you found these external Ola and other platforms,
Yeah.
did you actually like have idea of Burp Suite? Did you know how to use it or any of those things?
No, absolutely not. I didn't even know what XSS was. It was just like, हाँ हो जाएगा, देखा जाएगा. Yeah, it was one of those things. But like I really had no clue. I didn't even know, so the thing was, that kind of like sparked the interest of me doing bug hacking, not even bug bounty. I didn't even know what bug bounty was at that time. Uh, and then I ended up taking this one course of like on Udemy. I'm not gonna name that person because the course is just like it's bad. It's bad. It doesn't teach you the fundamentals at all. It just tells you like, oh, you see a parameter, just brute force this list of XSS payload. If anything works, it works. Yeah,
Okay.
it's just bad. Yeah. So yeah, I ended up taking this person's course. Used so at that time, even now, the Dutch government thing, right? Like you hack them and then you get
Oh
that
yeah, yeah. You get
T-shirt
a
which just
T-shirt.
says, yeah, 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 I hacked the Dutch government, and
Got it.
all I got
Lousy
was this
T-shirt.
T-shirt, lousy
Yeah.
T-shirt. Yeah. So I really wanted that in like third year of college, right? I'm just like, oh my God, I'm just like, I'm gonna show off. I'm gonna wear this every single play. Yeah, yeah. So I came across this very random exercise. I didn't even know how, like, it was basically the SVG onload payload, which I know how, like, now I know how it works. But back then, I just put it in intruder. I saw the first parameter. I started brute forcing it, and it just worked. And I was like, okay, exercise report. Yeah, that's pretty
Okay,
much it. Yeah.
that's interesting. I mean, at least you got some bug, even though
Yeah,
you didn't know
yeah,
how
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah. That
That's
that
interesting.
just I mean, I'm glad that I outgrew that course, if one can say. But yeah, yeah,
But this is a very like a good connection that I see. Like you found that you need to earn money for your laptop, and then
yeah.
you went to hack. You didn't know what hacking was. You didn't know what bug bounty was. You
Right.
tried to educate yourself by going through a course, through a
Mhm.
formal structure of it,
Yeah.
and then you tried that, like applied whatever you learned, and then you found something, and then you again went back to learn something more, and then you tried maybe again back, tried more, practicing more and more and more, and that's how you got
Yes.
here.
That, and also the thing was, somehow I ended up coming across this one person. His Gaurav Narwani. He's in Seattle. He works for Amazon, AWS specifically. And he, like, both of us ended up becoming, how do I say, like, friends, but also we had a very friendly competition where we would actively share things that we were coming across, which
Hmm.
genuinely helped quite a lot, because I would be like, oh, I found an XSS over here, and then he'll be like, oh, okay, this is how, like, this is what you were thinking, and this is why you did, which genuinely helped a lot. So like, if someone's just starting off with bug bounty, I would say, come, like, try to find someone who can just complement the skill set that you have. Like, it genuinely helps. It just, like, amplifies your learning quite a lot, and
And how
not
did
just
you
you, like,
stumble
even for
upon
the
this?
other people. I really don't remember. Even Gaurav doesn't remember. We have had this conversation. I met him in Seattle, at the start of this year, and both of us don't really remember how we it was some random WhatsApp group, I think, but I don't know what the WhatsApp group was for. Like, yeah, it
You,
was, yeah.
is it like you guys have been hacking together for the last 8, 9 years now? Is it
No,
like
not
that?
really. He hasn't been like, active in the bug bounty scenes. I think last I worked with him was like maybe 4 years ago. That was before he went for his masters, when he was still in Bangalore. But yeah, once he ended up going for his masters, we didn't really like collab that much, because he got busy with his masters and then like job, all of those things. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Coming back to your razor blade story. So how
Yeah.
costly was the laptop and how did you
Okay.
plan for it?
My budget, or like my okay, so the baseline model for Razer Blade back then, it was 1600, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm giving myself a year's time. I need to make $1,600 in a year or so, and this was back in 2018. Like, I have to hit that goal of 1600 so
It
that I
was your
can
third
buy.
year of college or second year of college.
Yeah, you can say third year, fourth
Hmm.
semester, somewhere
Oh, okay.
transitioning between second to third, somewhere around that. Because also the thing was, once this interest of mine sparked, I ended up doing a lot of CTFs, and at that time the resources was pretty scarce, so you couldn't,
Yeah.
like, just
Hmm.
go on the internet and just like look for it. So Yeah, I what I used to do is like I used to go on I used to go to labs, computer labs,
Mhm.
which had free internet, and I would download CTFs from there, and then like put it in my pen drive and then bring it back to my room and then
Oh,
like load it locally so that I can just test it out. So yeah.
a lot of
Uh,
people they don't even have seen those struggles.
Yeah, it was, I mean, given the fact, so the thing was, see, I didn't have any issues with me downloading. It's just that, like, if, yeah, I mean, only if my university was not stable and they would just, like, let students download whatever they want, it would have been, like, I would not
At
had to
least
make this extra trips that ended up doing, but yeah. Yeah,
I don't even understand why these universities have like limitations because it's almost every provider provides an unlimited bandwidth plan, especially if you're
that's
at
true.
that scale. I don't know
That's
why they
very
have
true.
that
And
construct
all,
of
it's not
limited.
even like cheap. It's like, it's one,
Yeah, it's not even
they
cheap.
mint
Yeah.
money. They mint a lot of money. Yeah.
Yep. I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah. So coming back to a razor
Yes.
blade, it's
Yeah.
$1,600.
Yeah. So yeah, the goal was easy 1600. I was like, okay, easy peasy. Ho jayega. Like, won't be much of an
Easy
issue.
peasy.
Yeah, it's always the first 1,000 or like the first 100K, which is the toughest. You're like, fuck, ye kaise hoga? Anyhow, so I started hunting, ended up reporting a lot of, for example, one of the NAs that I submitted to Snapchat was
Mhm.
this was back in 2017 or 2018.
Mhm.
I went, so even now, if you just go to api.snapchat.com, which is the main domain for APIs, it just gives you a Google error, like
Oh.
404 something with the Google robot in the front, like GCP error sort of thing.
Mhm.
And I saw that and I was like, oh my God, this is subdomain takeover. Like I took over the subdomain. Okay. Yeah. And then, and also the thing is, Google, I mean, subdomain takeover on Google subdomains are like, cloud infrastructure is not possible because your TLD needs to be, not TLD, sorry, the root domain needs to be
Your
verified.
domain needs to be
Yeah.
verified. Yeah.
And of course, I don't own Snapchat.com. So like, I just can't get it verified, right? But I end up making this one account, send them the report saying that, hey, it's possible for me to, like take over this domain. So you should fix
API.Snapchat.
it. Yeah, yeah, api.snapchat.com. And they probably looked at my report. They were like, they probably looked at the report and then they went to my profile and they were like, okay, this account is made this month, like, yeah,
Another
this
rupee
we
falling
can
for this trap.
yeah, yeah. So we, like they were actually nice enough to just be like, like if you're able to pull it off, let us know. But
Uh,
right now we're just gonna close it as
Subtle
informative.
way of saying that we
Yeah,
know.
instead of just saying like it's any
Yeah.
it's spam. Yeah, I was like, okay, you know what? Reading that report now, I even replied back to them saying ki like, oh my, I'm on my way to take this over. I'll
Okay.
get back to you ASAP. Yeah, very very naive of me, but yeah.
Highly positive attitude towards life. I like this.
It's, I was, to be very honest, I was very oblivious. Like oblivious and confident. Yeah, कि like ये तो हो ही जाएगा. Like, what is the issue? Where is my money? Yeah, yeah,
I mean, if you would have taken over API.Snapchat, 1600 would have been the least of your concerns. It
that's
would be a
true.
huge amount of money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, that is one of the posts that I ended up submitting. Apart from that, I had reported this another one to Starbucks where I was like, open dev console, type what script alert script, and you'll get a pop. Yeah, I literally ended up submitting that report to them, and they were
Why
like
didn't
straight
they
up,
pay you for that?
that's true. I should
Probably
probably
they don't
comment.
understand
Yeah,
the skill sets of yours.
yeah, yeah. So I was there. I used to do all of. But yeah, few of the reports did click for me. For example, I mean, after some time spending
Mhm.
on Hackathon and like being done with Hackathon, I ended up moving to Buckrout. Back then on Buckrout, they were running Ford's program, and Ford's policy said that anywhere which like on the footer of the website, if Ford is mentioned, that's probably owned by us. You find a bug, report it to us, we'll accept it. I was like, yeah, cool. And in most of the websites, you don't even have to do, like subdomain, like asset discovery or anything. Just go on Google, search for that header, use Google
Mm.
Docs. You'll come across websites. Yeah.
Yeah.
websites. Click on any one of them. Go on the search bar. Put a random XSS payload. It'll pop. Like 95% of the time, you'll get the alert. And I would just copy paste, put it in the report, and it'll get accepted. And
Oh,
back then, since duplicate also used to fetch you points, I would then send it to my friends, and they would like, yeah, let's farm
okay.
for points. Yeah, why
Let's
not?
farm points.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's another reason why Buckner was like,
Uh,
yeah, a lot of people are abusing this. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, did that. Got a good hang of XSS, and then I think I came across somebody's GitHub repository. I don't remember whose.
mhm.
And that mentioned integrity, and that was the first time I ever heard about integrity. Because back up until that point, I only knew Bugcrowd and
Hmm.
HackerOne, no other platform as such.
This was how
Uh,
long in your 1 year long journey for the razor
this
blade thing?
was this is probably the third year itself. This is all of this is happening
Oh,
in like fifth or sixth semester, somewhere around that time. Yeah.
so you
So
passed the semester then. You just had
no,
six
no, no, no,
months.
no. Oh my God. Okay. So each semester I just kept having more and more backlogs. Do you want to guess how many backlogs I had?
Okay,
Like,
let's
okay,
guess.
to give you a little bit of hint to make it a bit easier. The engineering course usually goes, you know about it, like it's usually 4 years long, but I ended up taking five.
Okay.
So yeah, like with that knowledge, try
You're
taking an
doing a
academic.
master's as well.
No,
Dual
no, no,
degree
no, no,
course.
no, no, no. I don't think I'm meant for academics at all. Like I just cannot sit and like if a particular topic interests me, I will sit at it like 12 hours, which will, like we'll talk about this later on. But if it does not, I cannot sit at it for more than 30 minutes. I just can't. I get very
Oh,
restless. Yeah.
okay. Guessing the number of backlogs, let's
Hmm.
guess. Six, seven.
No, that's cute, but that's too
Oh,
less.
okay.
Yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
double digits?
Yeah, 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 it is double digits.
Okay.
Yeah.
15?
No. No. Do you want to take one last guess?
Nineteen.
Are you thinking that if I quote anything higher, that it'll be rude of me to just say?
I just
Is
don't
that
know
where
how
you're
many
going
subjects
with
you can
it?
flunk because in our college, if you flunk some, there was a limit, you wouldn't be promoted to the next year. So that's
Oh
the
no,
construct that I'm taking.
it's like yeah. Till the time
Okay.
till like we'll mint as much as money we can from the kid. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, last guess is mine is 19.
No, it was 30. 30. Yeah, 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 yeah. It was 330. And the thing was, for each subject that you're repeating, you have to pay 6K extra. So I ended up paying 2 lakhs just in like clearing my backlogs. Yeah.
You would be a darling child for them.
Yeah, they'll be like, इसको जाने मत दो.
इसको रहने दो.
Yeah,
A
yeah, yeah.
4 year course turns into an 8 year long
Dude, I
BTech
swear to
course.
God, if like if COVID wouldn't have happened, I would have pretty much dropped out. I was like, this
Oh,
is
it
not my
came like
cup of
a
tea.
blessing to you.
Yeah, COVID was a. I mean, like I shouldn't be saying this. I know what like
Yep.
how devastating COVID was. But for me, it was a blessing in disguise. Yeah.
Cool. So,
Yeah.
did you eventually make up to the $1,600?
Yeah, so coming back to integrity, I made my account on integrity, submitted a few bugs here and there. Like they weren't accepted, but then there's this one program, I think it's public now, so I can name it. It's called Delin, Delin Private Bank. They ended up launching a bug bounty program with integrity, and I was just looking at the assets, and I came across this one. I just learned about cores. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really know, like, I knew what I'm supposed to look at. For example,
Mm-hmm.
access control, access credentials, and then origin, all of those things. But I didn't know, like just because those two headers are there in the response, how it can be exploited.
Yep.
But still, I ended up reporting it to the team, and if I still don't know till date, I really don't know why it got accepted. Because now looking at the report, it was a WordPress site, and on few of the
Oh,
WordPress API endpoints, that is enabled by default.
yeah, that is never.
Yeah, and but I still till date, I think that was a mistake on their part, of like for them accepting it. But I was like, I still remember I was in the mess. I was having my lunch, and I get this
Oh,
mail saying that, like a bounty has been awarded of 250 euros. And I just lost it. Like, that was the first time I was
oh,
like, I was just walking, and then I felt my knees go weak, and I was like, oh my, like that memory is so fresh in my head. Like,
mhm.
even Jayesh has talked about it. He's tweeted about this on his Twitter. I mean, tweeted about it,
Mhm.
that like the first 50 or the $100 that you get is way more memorable
Yeah,
as compared to
the
the,
same thing Devanshu
like
said.
last 100K or like 200K that
Yeah,
you end up making. Like, it's just yeah, it's something that you just cannot describe, to be very honest. Yeah. Yeah.
agreed. I mean,
Yeah.
I got my first $100 for a Cloudinary bug that someone had reported, and then I was
Mhm.
just going through report. I was trying to replicate if that's still possible, and for some reason,
Yeah.
because they had messed up the configuration, that was still a bug again. So I reported it again, and because the first time they had paid like $1,000, and it was a
Okay.
repeat bug, so they paid $100. I was very excited because that was the
Yeah.
first
I
$100
mean,
bounty.
like now, I mean, now that I think about, I mean, now that you mentioned, I think you should have gotten paid 1K, but okay,
Yep.
back then, yeah, 100 was, yeah, it just opens up a new
Yep.
world. You're just like, "Oh, इससे पैसा बन सकता है."
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what was there.
Yeah.
Okay, this is something that could actually get big.
Yeah,
That was
that's
there.
true. Yeah. So this first 250 euros was just like, like got the ball running.
Hmm.
The ball started rolling, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is I'm on to something. And then I ended up doing this one really dumb thing, that, like, just because this specific bug, which was wrongly accepted, got
Hmm.
accepted, I started spamming the exact same thing on different programs, on
Okay.
Integrity, on HackerOne, on Baccarat, everywhere. And then with Integrity, like, when if the triager was closing it as, like, not applicable or out of scope or whatever, I would argue with them saying that, hey, but you accepted this report, so why aren't you accepting this report? Like, it's the same thing.
Yeah,
But yeah, they would give me some reasoning, which at that point I wouldn't agree with, because in my head I was like, yeah, like, तुम लोगों ने
I
accept
got
किया ना, तो
caught.
तुम लोग क्यों नहीं,
Yep.
yeah, exactly, like, why is this not like another 250 for me, like, yeah. But eventually I think I came in terms with it, and I was like, okay, I need to learn more about it, because clearly this might have been just like a fluke, like a,
Hmm.
like beginner's luck sort of a thing. But this is clearly, I'm doing something wrong here. I'm clearly doing something wrong here. And then I started, like, poking around different bug classes, understanding how things work. Yeah. So, and
So
back
you
then I
went back
also,
to the whiteboard, you learned a lot of more skills in your hacker set, I would say. And then
yes,
you
I
came back.
know. You, like, for example, I would start looking for IDORs, because they're like very easy to look at. Like, if you see a URL and you see a number, just change the number to one something, one less. Like, if it's
Yep.
15, make it 14. See if it's
Yep.
leaking some data or not. Things like those. And then I back
There's a
then
very
I
small nuance to it that I would like to add. Like you mentioned that change a number to the less number because
yeah
a lot of people they try to add increment it and sometimes that number doesn't exist and then they
yeah
see a 4 and something and then they feel okay
yeah
there's no idea. But if you
yeah
would have decremented it, that number would have been there. So
yeah
that's
yeah
something that you should be
yeah.
careful
I
about.
mean, plus one also works, because there is very less chance of, like,
Yeah,
the entry not being there, because of
not
how many
being there.
people, yeah, how many people are using that product. But yeah, it's just much better than doing minus one instead of plus one, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a habit sort of a thing. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So this in the first 2 years that you were hacking and till the point where you got your $1,600 for the razor blade, and
Yeah.
I hope you got that. That's how I
Mm.
hear. So, how many bug classes did you juggle between? Like, did you learn a lot of these things while
No,
you
not
were
really.
about to reach? Okay.
Not really. I remember there was this one bug on Vimeo,
Mhm.
and it was a reflected XSS on a very random domain of theirs, and I got 500 for that, and I was like, oh my god, I am more closer to my goal now. Like, I'm like, like 500 plus 250, I'm already like around 750, 800, because
150,
euros.
yeah.
Yeah. So I'm already like halfway there. And then
Mm.
at the same time, I came across Yes We Hack, so I ended up submitting a lot of session fixation
Mhm.
to them, and ended up getting a couple of, like, 200, 300s,
Oh,
and then like S3 bucket takeover. of
Mm.
companies. Like for example, I think I found this one tool on GitHub which would it's just a random tool where you put the name of the company and it will give you a list of buckets, S3 buckets that
Mm.
might
Exist.
belong to
Yeah.
them. No, belong to them. Exists, yeah, it
Oh, okay.
probably does exist. Because anybody
Okay.
can make any like
Any bucket. Yeah.
any bucket, right?
Oh,
Of
that's
like
interesting.
also yeah,
How did you
also
check for that?
no, so I didn't check for it. I just took over and I submitted, and then they would check if it belonged to them or not. It wasn't them. So few of the companies
Okay.
would come back. Few of the companies would come back saying like, "Oh, like we don't own this. I don't know who made this. Not like it's not our issue. We don't know how to fix it." They're like, I'm like, okay, but few of the companies did accept it. They're like, this is ours, and then they ended up paying me for it as well. So
Oh, that's
that's
good.
how I ended up making around 1600, got my razor blade and placed an order for it. At that time one of my friends was staying in US, so she was getting it for me because again, if I was getting it done through like like courier, customs, all of those
It would be
things,
very
it would
costly.
have,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I was like, you know what, can you please just get it to me as a gift? That's all I asked for. Yeah, that's and then the thing was at that time I think I was kind of getting a hang of a lot of bug classes, because of which, even though I ended up spending 1600 on this laptop, I pretty much made that much amount back in the next 1 or 2 weeks, because
Oh,
there were a lot of reports that I had submitted that were in queue, and all of them ended up getting paid after I had made the
oh,
purchase.
that's
So
a very
yeah,
sweet.
I was like, oh, I just made the same amount of money that I just lost. So I'm just like, okay, sweet, yeah,
Double spending sounds like that you
yeah,
already had that money.
yeah.
So you
So
never
that
went back
happened.
to making YouTube videos after you had the razor blade.
No, not really. So also the thing was, I really feel that when you're doing let's play videos,
Mm.
you're playing a persona and you're not really your truest self on the camera. It's just like a character that you're playing. And since I was living with five other people in the same room because we had a six-bed room, I couldn't be the persona that I wanted to be on YouTube. Because of
How did
which
you even
each
record? Because as an introvert person living with five other people and then recording these videos is a big thing.
That's true. I'm not really introverted. I'm just like I'm somewhere in the middle. I can yap, I
Introvert.
can talk, I can mingle with people, but at the same time I like my own company as well. So like it's somewhere in the middle. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's
So, but like no, so the thing, but that doesn't mean I can be obnoxious or like make, I can't scream in a, like a room full of five more people. Like I can't, I just can't. Yeah. Like because I just ended up getting conscious. I'm just like,
oh,
ah,
that's what I was thinking. Like because you're
yeah.
making videos, so aren't you conscious that other people are seeing you, how you are acting, how you are talking, how
Yeah.
you're speaking?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big
So
thing.
yeah, yeah, that is an issue. And then I was like, yeah, I'll probably get back to YouTube at some point. So till then, I'll keep doing hacking. And 8 years, cut to me doing hacking.
Yes, still doing
Yeah,
hacking.
8 years even down the line. Yeah, I'm still
No
doing
YouTube,
hacking.
but hacking continues.
Yeah, YouTube is
Did
still
any of
there
your
somewhere.
roommates?
Sorry,
Did
come
any
again.
of your roommates? Sorry, did any of your roommates ever start hacking, seeing you that you made the money and you bought a laptop? Like any five of
Back
the other
then,
people?
no, not really. Back then, no. Now they kind of get, how do I say, enticed, or like
Hmm.
they're just more motivated to like maybe hacking shuru karunga, but I'm just like, yeah, best of luck. I really hope it works, because though I mean, like, see, the thing is like everybody, I'm not just blaming them, everybody looks at the success, right? They don't see the
Yeah.
first like 5 6 years that I just slogged my ass off, where like getting no returns, like just doing it because I thought it might work. I At that point you might just call me delusional, but yeah.
I mean, you need to be delusional to make something big, actually.
Yeah, yeah,
So, how did you end up like after that? I see you went into a job. Did you stop bug
right.
bounty, or was it like continuing to do bug bounty and the job? How is the job
So
stream?
right. So the thing was, so the COVID happened, and I was like, you know what, COVID was 2020. Yeah, first 2020. I was like, it was complete lockdown.
Mhm.
Nothing really, but couldn't really get out of the house. I was with my parents at that time. My parents were living in Dharamshala, Yol. So yeah, I mean, I was just getting bored, and there was nothing to do as such. And like the first 2 years of me doing bug bounty, which is like second and almost third year of college, and like
Mm.
fourth year as well. Yeah, two and a half, three. I was very burnt out, and like that's one thing is like I don't like staying at my parents' place because it is too much of a comfort zone. Like if I'm with them, like I don't. There's nothing against them. It's just that
Yep.
like if I'm there, I will get lazy. I will
Yep.
not do anything. Yeah, I will just go in a very autopilot mode, and like like dunya dekhi jayegi. Like let me
And people
sleep and
don't realize it that staying at
yeah,
your
yeah,
home is
yeah.
a very comfort zone.
Yeah, like my sleep cycle was so messed up back then.
Mm.
I used to sleep at 5, get up by 2, 5 in the morning, by the way.
Yep. Yep.
Get up at 2 in the afternoon, eat, go play badminton, be back by 8, 9, like just chill, don't do anything. Then go on like random walks with my friends at 2 or 3 in the morning. And
Oh,
then yeah.
this was in
Yeah,
Dharamshala.
yeah. Now you can connect the dots. Yeah, you can connect the dots. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can see myself there. I've been doing that for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, like, if you are there and it's legal, smoking up is legal for sure. Yeah. Why not? That was me in Amsterdam. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So,
So yeah, you were talking about the COVID thing
right. So,
and the job.
with 2020, I did not do anything. I was so burnt out. It was just a massive break for me. And I was like, I think it was somewhere in October, November. I was like, you know what? This break is, I'm not able to break this break. Like I need to get out of this. Yeah. I need to get out of this. This is too comfort. Like this is too
Yeah.
comfortable. I genuinely need to get out of this. So I ended up. So there's another friend of mine, Tirtha. His username is
Mm.
Dark Code. He works for ServiceNow. At that time, I was like, "Hey, bro, तेरे पास कोई job है क्या? Let me know.
Mm.
If you know if any, like anybody is hiring, blah blah blah." That's the same thing I
Was he
asked
a
Gaurav.
senior to you?
Tisa is like, "Huh, like he's a year elder to me." Yeah,
Okay. So that's how
yeah.
he was in the industry and you were still in your college. And also because of your background,
No,
I
the
guess.
thing is, Gaurav, Tirtha, and I, we are not at all in the same, like, not even the same city.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, Gaurav did his like UG from Mumbai. I think I think Narsimhanji, if I'm not wrong. Tirthaka, I really don't know where he did. But he currently stays in Hyderabad, and then I was in the university. Yeah.
So you guys were
So
like school friends or something? Gaurav you
sorry.
met online.
No, no. I mean, I really don't have school friends because dad was in the army, right? So I moved
Okay.
schools after every 2 years. So yeah. Uh, Again, I think Tirtha and I we met through a WhatsApp group. I really don't remember how we met, but
You're the
yeah.
pro user of a WhatsApp group, I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah, so even that's one thing I still do, like if someone says something and it doesn't make sense to me, I just end up cold DMing, like just slide into the DMs, ask them like what exactly did you mean? Like how did you exploit it? And I think that has helped quite a lot because now, like recently, I think Inhabitor 181, Cosmin, and I
Mm-hmm.
collaborated on something on one of the private programs that he is super familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Just talking to him, like it just gives you so much insight because again,
Mm.
all these people have these one program, like one go-to
Yep.
program, and they have very program specific knowledge. So, like when I who hunts on multiple programs asks them questions, it's just like very interesting to pick their brains on it. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. They're experts of that particular website or
Yeah.
particular app. So,
Yeah.
yep, you get to learn a lot.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, what was
Cool.
the question? We went on a
Oh, so
tangent.
did Tirtha get you a job then? You were asking
Yeah,
Gaurav
so
for
the
it.
thing was at that time, Tirtha I had just given an interview for AppSecure, and then he mentioned my name to Anand Prakash,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because at that time he was still the founder of AppSecure, and he was
Mm-hmm.
transitioned. I think PingSafe wasn't made at that time, like it wasn't
Mm-hmm.
co-founded, like founded or co-founded, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just said PingSafe wasn't made. Wow. Anyhow, so like it was Anand was somewhere like transitioning from AppSecure to PingSafe, and at that time he had reached out to me on LinkedIn asking to like, "Hey, are you looking for a job?" And I was like, "Yes." And then
Yep.
he asked me for my email
It's
ID
sweet
and
of
phone
Anand.
number. Sorry, come again.
I think that's so sweet of Anand. Usually people
Yeah.
don't reach out.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah. He reached out to me on LinkedIn. He was like, "Can I get your phone number, email ID?" And then I think I sent him my yeah, phone number and email ID. He ended up calling me like I think half an hour later, and then like we were talking, and then I think towards the end of the call, he was like, "So how much are you expecting?" And I gave him a number. And then like 10 minutes later, so on the call, he was like, "अच्छा ठीक है मैं देखता हूँ, I'll let you know. मैं थोड़ी देर में बताता हूँ." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then like 10 minutes later, like I just get a offer letter in my email, and I was like, like that Pakistani roadies like, मेरी selection हो गई, like
मुझे यकीन नहीं आ रहा कि मेरी सिलेक्शन हो सकती है
because like at max I was expecting, like, oh, I cleared the first round of interview, like there'll be more rounds of interview with HR team, blah blah blah,
yeah,
all of this. I didn't know like this is it, like this felt very informal, and I was like, oh, I guess this is how it works. And then I
yeah.
ended up sending that offer letter to a friend of mine. And I was like, hey, does this seem legit? Like, is this like
Okay.
I'm not getting scammed, right? Like, and even
Oh
even
boy.
even she, yeah, even she was like, huh, looks fine. This is all very generic terms and condition. ये तो सारे companies में होता है, blah blah blah, all of those things. And then like I signed, and then yeah, I was a part of AppSecure.
Hmm.
And then I moved to Bangalore right after the first lockdown had gotten over, and right before the second lockdown in Feb, when it started. So, but I was just lucky. I don't know. So I made the move. I came to Bangalore, found a place. I was living with these two people whom I came across on Facebook Marketplace.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, I met Anand few times at that time, right before the second lockdown had happened. But then, take that, it was like things were kind of working out for me. And at that time, I was trying to juggle, like AppSecure and Bug Bounty, trying to, like balance, keeping both my feet, like both my legs in the boat, the sort of a situation. And I think Sandeep, who is Anand's brother, who's now the founder of this thing, AppSecure, he noticed that, he felt that, and he came to me and he was like, "Hey, listen, I think you're trying to, like balance two really big things at the same time, and that might not work out for you, because like we are paying you for your full attention." Like we want your 100% here. Like we can't be like तुम यहाँ पे मतलब mediocre काम करो but पैसे भी तुम पूरा लो, and then like
Okay.
at the same time, like at the side तुम bug bounty से ऐसे कर, you can't do that, like. And
You
from
can't
his
juggle both.
perspective it's very fair. Yeah, like
Hmm.
if I was a founder, I would also go and tell the employee the same thing, ki like, hey, listen, you can't pull this stunt like here, like get your
I mean, give
together
full
over
attention
here
to
first.
whatever.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, and then do whatever you want to after
Yep.
5 or 6 p.m. Yeah. Um, so yeah, and then like I was like, okay, whatever he's saying is right. And then like I gave up bug bounty for a few more months. Things got really better at AppSecure. First year of AppSecure was kind of tough for me because I was still like I was messing up a lot. Pen test reports weren't up to the mark. Like I knew I could have done better.
Hmm.
But like progress was very slow, to be
Hmm.
very honest. But like second year onwards, I think I picked up, because of which, like I knew what things were supposed to go. Like I knew like things were there, like at my
Hmm.
fingertips. So I
That's
was prepared.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know what made that, how that change happened, but like I was just more prepared. And because of that, when I started doing bug bounty again, like when I was in the second year of AppSecure, it just felt way more easy, and more manageable. And even the results in bug bounty was noticeable. But yeah,
So
yeah.
after this AppSecure thing, like the first year of AppSecure where you learned a lot, you were very much in a corporate structure where you had to do pen test after pen test after pen test.
Yeah.
And then you came back to bug bounty. How, like, did your tool set, did your skill set, those things change for you? Did you use automation for this? Did you have a very structured approach rather than just hacking on whatever you got earlier?
Oh yeah, the growth was exponential because see the thing is, before I joined AppSecure, I used to look forward to being a part of live hacking events, and that is also like very naive version of me, which hoped, like I didn't understand the pressure of live hacking events back then. Like because I had never worked with deadlines, and I'm kind of glad that at that time I never got like I didn't get invited to any of the live hacking events because I would have like not found anything at all. It's only when I started working at AppSecure I started abiding the deadlines or like getting the results done by the end of so and so date. And like getting in touch with the client, helping them out, like like systematic things, like things needs to fall in place. And the same kind of mentality helped a lot in live hacking event as well, because like again, like in bug bounty, if you're not the first, you're the last person. Like there is no second third. I mean, yeah, you can argue saying in live hacking events there's a loop window, but then again, like if you really want to find cool bugs, like
Yeah.
if it's either first or nothing, like everything or nothing, yeah, do or die.
Oh, that's interesting. Now you talk about
So
live. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
sorry, come again.
Oh no, I was about to segue into the live hacking event. So when was your first live hacking event that you ever went to?
So the first live, technically speaking, the first live hacking event was 2023 when I was still in AppSecure. Yes, we had done a live hacking event in Singapore, and they invited me virtually to it. Ended up coming third in that.
Oh,
That was with Lazada. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Yeah, it was that, and then from HackerOne, it was last year Vegas. It was Epic Games and TikTok. Yeah, that was my first invite. Before that, I had taken part in a few local hacking events here in Bangalore.
Mhm.
But and I was hoping that I'll get invited to, like since I had performed like pretty well in those local hacking events, I was looking forward to being invited to a live hacking event by HackerOne. And yeah, 2024, I ended up getting invited to Vegas. And fortunately, I had a visa at that time, US visa, which was also a very lucky thing to happen because I applied for it under the pretense of me going to DEF CON.
Mhm.
Like I was going to DEF CON, but then I was like, like if my visa gets rejected, I'll just cancel my DEF CON tickets and I'll just, like they'll cut $30 and I'll get the rest of the money back. So I'm just like
Mhm.
okay with it. But then yeah, I was very okay with losing that $30. But finally the visa came through, and I think I got my visa, and then a week later I ended up getting the invite, and I was like, I'm going to US. Yeah.
That's
So yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
So when did you
But
eventually move from AppSecure to a full-time bug bounty thing? Was
I
it
did,
last
I
year?
did. I quit AppSecure in March of 2023, and then like started doing full time bug bounty. At that time, my goal was, like I need to make so and so money in the first 2 or 3 months of me doing bug bounty, because if it's not, like I need to have some cash flow so that like I know that like this is a little sustainable, if
Yeah.
like if it'll even work out for me or not. And yeah, if it didn't, I was very ready to start looking for jobs somewhere else as well. So
When
yeah,
were you like
that
putting it like, okay, the money that I earn from bug bounty, is it equal to the money that I'm earning as a full-time job? Was that the mathematics that help you leave your full-time job, or was something else?
no, I had a monthly goal. I had a monthly goal of like hitting at least 2-3K. Because at that time my expenses weren't that much, and since I had just quit a job, I was also trying to cut down on my expenses as much as I can, so that I have a longer runway.
But you
And
never moved back to your families, like if parents
No,
force you
not
just
no, no, no. My mom was like, if you're quitting and if you're doing your own thing, why don't you just come back to? But at that time, my parents were in
Yep.
Pune, so why don't you just come back to Pune? And I was like, no. If I do that, I'm not gonna work. So yeah, so that, and I was like, you know what? I'll just stay here. I'll rent out a place. I'll figure this thing out. And yeah, fortunately, things worked out in my favor. Yeah.
That's really good. That's really
Yeah.
great. I mean, yeah, I've seen so many people talk about this and like exactly having a goal where they wanted to achieve something. And this was after you being like 4 or 5 years into bug bounty. That's when you took the leap
That's yeah.
from going.
Like I wouldn't yeah. I was super active in bug bounty once I quit the job, because again I went full time. Before that, even if you look at my bounty charts, it's usually like like it's usually like small graphs. in the HackerOne platform, like on the dashboard. But then like ever since it's I went full time, it's just like pretty yeah, relatively huge. Yeah. So
Great. Now,
that's when I went full time. Yeah.
so if you could walk us through your current setup, like your tools, techniques, how have you set up your work suite, or what is your go-to approach? If you could walk through one of the, let's say if you get a website now in a new application,
Yeah.
what's your go-to approach so that other people can understand, is it similar to what they are doing or they are missing out on something?
Right. Okay. So, for example, if I mean, like, I think a lot of people have already mentioned this, but I initially start using it as a normal user.
Hmm.
It's like just like okay.
Exploring the application, is it?
Sorry, come again.
Oh, is it like exploring the application is something that
Yeah,
I've seen
exploring the
most.
application. Can you give me an example of a application? Like,
Okay,
give me
let's say if
some
you get,
example. Yeah.
let's say if you had to hack on hackerone.com or amazon.com or whatever it
Okay.
is,
Yeah.
then what's your approach to it? Like you have your burp setup, you fire your browser, and that what do you do next?
Right. So, like, okay, if you're talking about HackerOne specifically, so like once like very basic, just create an account, see what all things you can do. From a hacker's perspective, I mean, like, okay, you need to understand what the product is. Like at the end of the day, HackerOne is just like a ticketing portal, where like people can submit their support cases, and then somebody will get back to you at some point of time. So yeah, that's like a very basic understanding. So like, of course, there's like two facets of it. Like one being, like hackers who can create these support tickets, and other one being agents or like triagers who have access to these support tickets and like can view and like like more like organizational level sort of a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And like now that I'm a like bug bounty hunter,
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the organizational like settings or like environment, because it is like it just has a lot more
Higher impact.
functionality and roles as compared to hackers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like just try creating like an org account, like, and then like once you make an org account, it's admin, and then you see how many like member like see what all roles you can assign to different people. Go through their documentation. I have found so many bugs just reading through their documentation, because something is listed that, oh, like this is not supposed to be done, and then when you go check, it's doing the exact opposite. You're just like, and then I just pointed out, this has actually happened with me in one of the programs, where I read the documentation and like got a privilege escalation or an improper broken, I mean, access control issue, within the same organization, reported to the team, and the team is like, "Oh yeah, we didn't update the documentation. We're sorry, my bad, informative." And I was like, "Oh my god, like why would you do that? That is such a buzzkill. Like
Yeah,
I would,
exactly.
yeah." Like, how difficult is it for you to just go and update your documentation sheet? Yeah, like,
Yep. So you
yeah,
go ahead. You were continuing with the target. So you understand the target as if you are a user to it. It's a product to
yeah,
you. You go through
yeah,
everything. You click on each button
yeah,
or whatever it is. Then you
yeah,
also go through the docs and all.
right.
I mean, for me, and I tried the same thing, but help me understand for a person who is doing it. Like there are hundreds of different things, hundreds of different moving parts. How do you keep account? Do you take notes? What is it? What kind of a structure do you keep so that you have everything, or you just don't keep everything? You just go by the flow. Whatever you find, and you just come back to it later.
No, not really. I mean, I start making, so the minute I log into an account as an admin user, I start making uh like low privileged accounts.
Okay.
Uh, like Nash plus team one at hacker1, Nash plus team two at hacker1, and start assigning it different roles. And see, like even at this point, I'm not really using Burp as such. No, I'm just logging into those users, I mean that specific user's account, and then seeing what is visible to them on their UI and how different it is for the admin user and for the low privileged user.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I get a really good hang of the application is when I like start intercepting and then look for privilege escalation, IDOR, stuff like those. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
excesses. Yeah.
So you don't usually document things while you're doing it. Let's say the things that you see, or
No,
do you
the
take
only thing.
screenshots?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was saying, do you take screenshots of the low privilege account, how that the application
No,
looks like on there, and then
no,
send it?
not really.
Okay.
No, so the thing is, I use Firefox majorly,
Mhm.
and Firefox has this plugin called Firefox Containers,
Yeah,
which is by Firefox itself, which is
yeah.
by Mozilla.
That's a great one.
And like that, like I can just go skip from one tab to another to see what the difference is. I don't have to take screenshots as such.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that's one of the best plugins, I would say, because I've been using it for,
that's
and
true.
yep, it's super cool. Yep.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's your approach to it. So coming to this, like now that you have started going to live hacking events, and yes, it's like a sprint. And earlier it was a marathon to you, where you had your sweet time, where you could take a couple of days, a couple of weeks to hack on bugs. So
Right.
this first live hacking event that you went to, how was it? How was the experience to you? Because now you have seen these people online, but this is the first time you're seeing them in the room in a physical body.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
it for you?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I had a talk about this with Brandon, who's Grep me, who's the co-host of Critical Thinking Bug Bounty podcast. And we were talking about, so I was telling him about my first time being in Vegas. So the thing was, like, if you're traveling from, like, if you're traveling anywhere from Asia to, like, United States, where the time difference is of 12 hours, the best thing for you to do is like just go a day early prior to
Yes,
the event. Like don't land on
agreed.
the day, or like just like 12, like keep some buffer time for yourself so that your body gets adjusted. Like, so the thing is, your sleep actually gets adjusted to the time zone. It's always your appetite that's like messed up,
Yeah.
because you will randomly get up at 3 in the morning and you'll be hungry because according to your body it's 3 in the afternoon and
Yep.
it's expecting lunch, and it's like, where is my food? Yeah, so like just do yourself a favor and just go like a day prior to whenever the event is supposed to happen. It will genuinely make a lot of a difference, because first time I went to Vegas, I was severely jet lagged. B, I was, like, how do I say? There is a specific term for this relationship, where like whenever you see YouTubers or like public figures, or like content creators, it's like you know them, but they don't know you. So like when you go to them
Okay.
and then you say hi,
Yeah. You have
you
that
expect
thing that
them
you
to
know them
say
from.
hi
Yeah.
as well in the same energy,
Yep.
or like on the same like spectrum of energy.
Oh,
But for them it's like
what
they
has
for them it's
happened to
like,
me, like at Nalcon? So a lot of people that they knew me and they were like very smiling and everything, and I felt bad
yeah.
because I never knew them. I didn't know them,
Yeah,
and I didn't know their name. And it was like some of them were people like they had
yeah,
met me
they
earlier,
just,
and
yeah,
they try to recall, hey, we met that time. I don't remember because I
yeah,
was meeting so many people. I used to forget, and I
yeah,
have a memory about it. So that I was
yeah.
very like, I mean, embarrassed about it, but that was what it was.
No, no, no. That happens. That actually happens. That's exactly what happened with me. I was that excited kid to like look at Justin Joel or like Nahamsek, all these people, and I was like, oh my god, I've been consuming your content for so long, and it's insane that I get to meet you now. And like, but then like after that high, it's just like that awkward space where nobody knows what to talk about. It's just like, and then like, and on top of that, if you're jet lagged, it's just, you like, I ended up spiraling. I was like, oh my god, why am I not able to like hold up a conversation? Like, what is wrong with me? So yeah, the I mean, like, I didn't really talk all that much back in the Vegas event. I was very reserved to myself. Again, like majorly I was just tired or like dehydrated most of the time, irritated. But still, I mean, like, whatever, in the best of the capabilities that I could at that time, I did meet a few people here and there. For example, from the Spanish team, I met Noxious.
Mm.
He was super sweet. Every now and then he keeps messaging me asking about random things. Yeah. Who else? Who else? Then there was Indrajit, encoded guy. Then there was Dr. Sniper,
Oh,
Hiren, from, I think he stays in Delhi. But yeah, all of
yeah.
these people. It
You
was
made
it
a
was a
bunch of
nice time.
you made a bunch of
Oh
friends.
yeah, I also met Leo.
Uh-huh.
Leo is my hacker success manager. And oh my God, like I really, that genuinely helped a lot. Having a hacker success manager assigned to you by HackerOne. I mean, hacker success program, a hacker success program, yeah, HSP, yeah, I said the right thing. It's a thing by HackerOne that if you have been, like pretty good on the platform, and like if you qualify for it after a certain metrics, they assign you a manager.
Mhm.
uh, and that can really help you a lot, because if you have any doubts, be it mediation or like be it, like, okay, I think this particular report was mishandled, can you ask the triage team to have a look at it, or I disagree with the severity or something like that.
Mhm.
It just makes it more transparent for you to have that conversation with your manager,
Mhm.
because they then get in touch with the customer success manager of that specific customer. So yeah, it just
Yeah.
becomes a bit
I think
more
it
transparent.
handles a lot of your frustrations because as
That's
a
true.
person who
Yeah.
doesn't have that, they don't even know what's
Yeah.
going on in the back end, and there's someone
Yeah.
who's talking
Yeah.
for
Yeah. Yeah.
you that helps a
Yeah.
lot. It
Yeah.
totally
So
makes
just
sense.
having that, like a little bit of insight, helps quite a lot. So I had asked Leo that, hey, can you by any chance push my name for it? And he was like, are you good with mobile hacking? And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty, like, I have gotten private invites because it specifically said, like, oh, you are good at mobile or iOS or Android
Avinash, I've
hacking. So
lost
this
you.
is a private invite for you. So yeah, because of the skill set, my name got pushed up, and I ended up getting invited to the Vegas event. So like it helps quite a lot to have a manager assigned to you. Yeah.
Yeah, Avinash, you were talking about this live hacking event where you met these online personalities in real life.
Yeah, that is kind of intimidating. I mean, I wouldn't say. I was just excited to talk. Like, yeah, I was like, "Yo, hi, I know you." But then after that first sentence, I had no clue how to break the ice. And given the fact that I was, like jet lagged, it didn't really help me or
Mm-hmm.
help them either. And then I would just spiral, like, oh shit, why can't I talk to them? Yeah, yeah. So that is that. But I ended up hanging out quite a lot with Leo, who was my hacker success manager
Mm-hmm.
from HackerOne.
Yep.
Got to know him better. Before that, Leo and I had a couple of, like Google Meets
Mm-hmm.
of, like what my goals are for that specific year, like for that
Mm-hmm.
specific quarter or whatever. But yeah, this is the first time I was meeting him in person. So I was just like, okay, one familiar face. So yeah, one familiar face who knows me. I mean, like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. This was the first live hacking event. So, have you always been
This is the first.
hacking solo, or do you have a team that you hack with? Because I see you getting tagged in a lot of these tweets with a few other people.
Right.
How is that?
Yeah. No, so the thing was, before the Vegas event, Snapchat had done a AI challenge, and somehow I ended up getting invited to that.
Mhm.
And I did fairly well in that challenge, because of which there was this another hacker, Hacktus. He reached out to me and asked him, and this was not one of, like, it was a pretty unique challenge.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think I can go into the specifics of the challenge, but yeah, it is pretty unique.
Mhm.
He was just asking me like, oh, how did you do so and so things? We were
Mhm.
just brainstorming things, blah blah blah. So we knew
Mhm.
of each other, and when the Vegas event happened, we both of us ended up getting invited to it.
Mhm.
And since Epic Game was one of the customers, gaming was one of
Mhm.
the core, like things to be tested.
Yep.
And yeah, so like we just ended up teaming up, where I was like looking for bugs on web and mobile assets, and he was majorly
Mhm.
looking for game related issues. So
Okay.
yeah, that's how we ended up teaming up. And then like we also ended up getting invited to the next live hacking event that was happening by Amazon in Scotland. And for
Okay.
that, Jayesh also got an invite. And since Hacktus and Jayesh had worked together in the past,
Mhm.
the Hacktus ended up asking me, "Hey, do you wanna, like let's all three of us, let's team up together." At that time, I really didn't know
Mhm.
Jayesh. He had just become a $1 million hacker. But then I was
Oh.
still skeptical. I was like, I don't know this person. Do I want to work with him? Yeah. But then like Hactus, I took Hactus's word for it, and he was like, he's super chill, it's very helpful, and like, yeah, like Jayesh is one of the best person, like not even just hacker person I've ever interacted with. Very sweet, very nice. Yeah. Extremely humble.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
extremely humble. Yeah. Yeah.
So does
So
Jayesh
yeah.
also live in Delhi or Bangalore, or have you met him in person?
No, honestly, no. I have met him in person during live hacking events. But he stays in Dubai.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he used to stay in Mumbai. He used to stay in Mumbai, I think 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and then he moved to Dubai for all the right
Mhm.
reasons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was about to come to that. I've seen a lot of people who are making
Yeah,
a lot of money in bug bounties have moved to Dubai, and
that's true. Yeah,
that makes sense. That makes sense. That doesn't mean that
yeah,
who are in India or somewhere else are not making enough money. It's just that people who thought that okay, that's a good reason to move there. That's
yeah,
there.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's one question that I've been talking to a lot of people about this. So how do you keep your motivation high? Because now you know that okay, if I don't hit maybe my goal this month, I'll probably hit in the next month, or you have a lot of bugs lined up in your backlog already. But in the early
Yeah.
days when you started, like in the first couple of years, when there were dry months where you didn't have any bugs or you didn't have any payouts, how did you manage those months? What was your psyche around it?
At the when like, are you talking about me when I tried to? I mean,
Anytime when
me
you like
just
when
going into full-time bug bounty?
yeah going into full time bug bounty, when this was your sole income thing.
Right. No, I think for the first 2 months it was kind of tough because I was experimenting with a lot of programs,
Hmm.
and like a lot of programs were also like scamming me left, right, and center.
Oh,
Where like if it's something like P1, P2, they would just give me P4, P3.
oh, that's bad. Why was that
Yeah, yeah,
happening?
yeah. I mean, they would say that they would probably give me a reasoning, saying that, oh, it's an alpha product. It's like it's still in its beta phase.
Hmm.
It's not like fully
And at that
developed.
time, you
It's not.
didn't have your hacker success manager to fight for you. Was it that thing?
No, 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 no. I didn't. I got Leo was assigned to me in October of 2023. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So like from Feb to October, I was
Hmm.
all by myself. I was like, oh my God, I need to make a name for myself. So
Yeah.
I need to do something so that there is, like cash flow.
Yep.
Um, yeah, I ended up trying a few of the companies out. There were a few really good companies which I work with now,
Mm-hmm.
on a very regular basis. But back then it was kind of difficult because they would pay, like their triage team is excellent. The scope is absolutely great. The reward structure is great, but
Mm-hmm.
they pay, like once in, like if it's not high or critical, for
Mm.
mediums they take almost 3 months to pay, like
Oh,
90 days. And yeah, and I'm just like, but I'm okay with that now. But back then when
mm.
I was just getting into full-time bug bounty, I was like, yeah, this is not really sustainable for my,
Yep.
like, I can't. I need to have some, I need to hit my monthly goals first. Only
Yep.
then I can come back to this program and be like, okay, like I'll submit bugs and then like forget about it. And 3 months later, I'll just be surprised, like, oh yeah, thank you. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, that has no, like with this specific program that has happened quite a lot because I just forget. It's the worst because if it's not bounty and then they mark the report as NMI and they ask me to provide more information, I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I need to get
Oh,
used to. I need to, like get the entire context, like the full
yeah.
context of the report by myself before I answer you guys. So
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, but you still
it's either
continue to
this or
work with
that.
these people because the team is good.
The team is super fair, transparent,
Yep.
and the payout is great. So, like if as easily a higher or critical gets triaged and paid, that's a really good amount of money. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
now coming back to the dry month. So how did you tackle the initial like frustration of like getting scammed and not getting any cash flow into after leaving the full-time job and getting full-time into bug bounties?
So no, they
How did
were,
you
I
manage
mean,
that?
like, so the thing is, I don't really have a black and white answer for that. There were a few
Mm-hmm.
companies there was one company in specific that kind of worked out for me, because of which I went, like all in on them, and then they started scamming me.
Oh.
Because I probably, yeah, because I probably ended their, like whatever quarterly budget that they had.
Okay.
And yeah, then they were like very aggressively downgrading my reports. They're like, oh no, like self sign up, yeah, privilege required should be low, it shouldn't be none. Like I'm just like,
Oh.
that doesn't make sense. And this was also the time when HackerOne hadn't made a documentation, like platform standards. that if self sign up is enabled, then it's pretty much like an unauthenticated user. Like privilege requires should still be marked as none, all
Yep.
of those things. So yeah, I
Mm.
again I don't really have an answer as such. I just pushed through. And also the thing was I had a decent amount of runway with me,
Yeah.
like I had saved up money. So I was like, I can do, like with that current burn rate, whatever I had, I'm very okay with not earning for the next 10 months or like 12, 1 year or something. So I was very okay with giving myself that time, but then I was also kind of hard on myself, like I need to have some cash flow in the next 2 to 3 months through bug bounty so that, like I know it's sustainable, or like if I need to pivot or like change or like do something, but maybe get back to YouTube. I don't know, but yeah,
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
that's a very good approach. I say, man, it's very like I feel it's a very like planned, strategic way because you had something, so you never had to worry about it, and you could full time
yeah,
focus on that instead of worrying on a day to day basis. And that's something I've
yeah,
seen. Like a lot of people who reach out to me about this, that hey, this is now, especially with AI, that I do full time
mhm,
bug bounty with them, but with the advent of AI, I'm very skeptical because this is my only source of income. How do I support my family and
right,
all that? I've seen those messages coming in. I used to assuage them that this is not the case. You would still find bugs,
yeah,
but don't make it
yeah,
a full time bug bounty. Don't make it a full time career if you're not very sure. And if you don't
yeah,
have like a sustained thing here, because you jumped into it after 4 or 5 years, every other person that I
yeah,
talk to, they usually jump after a couple of years when they are very much sure that they can pull it off.
yeah,
That's a very
that's
good
true.
thing. Actually, having some money in the bank is
And also
definitely.
the thing is, I kind of treat bug bounty as sports, in the
Ah,
sense, like maybe I'm having my prime time right now. So whatever money I'm getting, I'm just like scattering. I won't say. I mean, like just I'm diversifying it, putting
okay.
in different things. I'm seeing what works for me, what doesn't, so that like money multiplies by itself. I don't have to work that
I,
much
I like
towards
your
it. So it's
approach.
like it's yeah.
Yep, sorry, good, good.
It's sports. Yeah, it's basically that, like, yeah, professional sports. That's how I'm treating bug bounty as.
I like your approach how you talk about like it's, I mean, the way it is, it's now a full time business for you where you actually have a burn rate, where you have a time where you get a peak and where you get a low and all that. So, not a lot
Yeah,
of people treat it like as a business where they feel that okay, there would be some times where there would be lows, there would be times where there would be good times, but I mean,
yeah.
it's not a job where you would get monthly income, monthly bounties. So you
Oh,
should
that's
think of
yeah,
it like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
That
That's a
is,
lot.
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, this particular year I would differ with that though. Because this year has been kind of crazy because every other month I would like be invited to an event or so. And then
Mhm.
like when it's event time, it's like, okay, like no matter what, I have to perform. We have to perform.
Mhm.
So yeah, we ended up making good money each month pretty much. So yeah.
That's really good. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
congrats to
Yeah.
you and your team.
But
So you
then
mentioned,
again, that sorry, yeah.
go ahead. Sorry,
I was saying that also comes at a cost of me being burnt out. So yeah. Yeah.
at the cost of you being.
Burnt out.
Oh,
Like
okay,
it
yeah,
takes a mental toll on anybody at some point. Yeah.
yep. I think yep.
Yeah.
That's I'm talking about the like burnout part as well. Like I've seen a lot of people handle it multiple ways. So what's your go-to
Yeah.
strategy? You like take a break from this altogether and like go out, maybe travel or do whatever the like maybe cook or something. What do you do when you have a burnout?
I do cook. I mean, like, so that is one of the things. I like cooking, and I took it as a hobby because that is one of the things that gets me off the screen. Because,
Mm.
like if there's someone else to cook for me, I will just be in front of my laptop
Yeah.
24/7. Either this or like I'll play something on PS5 or like watch something or consume something or like like keep doom scrolling something. Basically stuck to the screen. Yeah, I didn't want that. Like if I mean, yeah, sure. At the beginning, when I started cooking, I had to watch videos, but then, like, now I know, okay, the base of this dish is so and so things. I need this. I need to do this, blah, blah. If I need to do something new, then, like, I watch a few videos and then I get a hang of how to make it. But it genuinely helps. Like, it just helps me get off the screen for like a couple of hours. Yeah.
So do you usually cook daily or is it like once in a while?
Daily, because I live with my partner and I am in charge of breakfast. And yeah, majorly breakfast. She's in charge of lunch, and then dinner we cook something up together. Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's a
like,
very
yeah.
good separation of concerns, I would say. Is she also a hacker,
Yeah.
or have you taught her into hacking or something?
No. She's into ad tech.
Mm.
She used to work at an ad agency, but then she also ended up quitting, I think, a year ago. And
Okay.
she's also trying bug bounties because she's like, oh my God, this is too lucrative. Like, I can't miss out on this opportunity.
I mean, it rubs
Yeah.
on your partners as well, I feel. It has. I've
Yeah.
seen so many
Yeah.
times happening this, one way
Yeah.
or the other.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I'd like to talk about some of the community aspects of bug bounty. So,
Mhm.
some of the shout outs that you would want to give to hackers online, and why do you think this community is different from any other tech circle or sports circle that maybe you have been part of, or maybe your college or anywhere else? So why do you think bug bounty community is special to you?
Right. So, I mean, okay, shout out. Oh my God. There are so many people. I have a feeling that I will miss out on people at this point.
Okay.
There is like, I'll Hackers, Jayesh, Mukul. I very regularly collaborate with you guys. Absolutely great hackers. It's always such a pleasure to just sit and brainstorm with them certain
Mhm.
things. And given the fact that all four of us are in different, not all four of like Hackers, Jayesh, both of them are like in different time zones. Mukul and
Mhm.
I are in the same time zone, but just because all of us are in like kind of different time zones, it helps. Like, oh, I get an idea at 3 in the morning, I put it in Discord, then someone else picks it up at some other time because they're probably awake, and then
Mm.
they start working on it, things like that. So it genuinely, like keeps the momentum rolling. So like by the time I get up in the morning, Hackers has probably found an entire exploit, or Jayesh is like, oh, like this can be changed with something else. So yeah, it genuinely helps when people from
Mm.
different time zones are you're working together on a specific event. So
Mm.
that's one thing. Yeah, and talking about the communities, the thing is like I don't think there's any other community like bug bounty community where people are like, oh, you know what? I have this potential bug and it can
Mm.
cost like it can probably get us 10K, but I'm
Mm.
not able to exploit this. So how about we do 50-50? And like I really don't see a community where people are just like, like, yeah, take 5K, and
Yeah,
5K is
just
not really a
5K
small
for
amount
this.
either. It's
Yeah.
actually, yeah. Yeah, and like the other person might actually come across the bypass or like a full working exploit within a couple of minutes because they are just more,
More
like
than. Uh,
used to seeing that specific bug class.
yeah.
So yeah, things like that. It's just insane how people are okay to. It's okay. It's one of the communities which is fiercely competitive, but at the same time it's friendly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was
Like,
talking to
yeah,
Devanshu
yeah,
on the same thing. And a lot of other Mashud also was
yeah,
that there's a lot of knowledge sharing and still there's a lot
yeah,
of competitiveness, but people are still very humble and kind to each other. They are
yeah,
not like
yeah.
snobby and coming out as like arrogant
That's
and
true.
stuff like that. That's the
Yeah,
best part I've seen in the community. I've never seen anyone here who's very like snobby or coming out as arrogant that I don't want to share about this thing. It's always
yeah,
the other way around. People are sharing more than they maybe actually want to. That's usually
right.
like that.
That's yeah. That also comes off a surprise. Comes off as a surprise to me because there's this one hacker that I was talking to in Amsterdam, and he started sharing. Like he was very open to share pretty much everything, and I was like, are you drunk? Like, are you okay?" I mean, I thought I will have to be a little insistent. He like, "Oh no, do tell me about this. Do tell me about this." But then this hacker was so open to share, and I was like, "Oh my God, this is insane. That actually, even I'm not that open, to be very honest,
Uh,
because like at some point my self-preservation kicks in and I'm just
yeah.
like, okay, I will keep that knowledge to myself. I'm not okay to share that thing right now. Yeah.
I think I've seen that. Like once you see people who are pushing the bar and sharing more, then you become
Yeah.
more open to sharing
Yeah,
more
that's
and
true.
even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think once you start sharing as a hacker, you grow even more because that kind of pushes yourself to learn better things that some
Yep.
like or finding better niche or finding bugs that other people are not looking at. So yeah, I think it's
And it also,
one of the reasons why people are okay sharing.
and I think it also comes back to circle back to you, like because you're sharing a lot, so people come to talk to you, and then you talk to 10 more people where you get to know 10 more
Yeah,
things which you wouldn't have either
that's
way
true.
known if you were not sharing in the
True.
first
Yeah,
place.
very true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
That
really good.
is, I mean, each time I worked with Jayesh, he just comes across these random, very insane exploits, and I'm just like, this sounds very easy. I don't know why it never occurred to me. Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just very obvious things which, like 99% of the people will skip on. Yeah.
Okay.
But
You
like
mentioned about
it somehow just makes sense. Yeah.
you mentioned about your Discord group, like where you four people, you, Hactus,
Yeah.
Jayesh, and there's a fourth guy you mentioned.
Mukul, it's MG.
Oh, Mukul, yeah. So all
Yeah.
of you four collab. So is it like, do you collaborate on the same programs, or is it like a collection of programs that you usually collaborate on?
No, we just collaborate during the events, or else we usually actors and I we usually do a couple of pen tests together
Mm-hmm.
whenever like we're kind of bored and we want some cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
That's when he's like, "Hey, I'm applying for this pen test. Are you free during so and so time?" I was like, "Yeah, why not?" And then I apply for the same pen test as well and hope that HackerOne chooses the two of us because on the pen tester profile you can select whom you want to
Yep.
regularly work with. So if they see that like both of you are on each other's list,
Mm.
then like, they are more inclined towards okay,
Yeah,
they
makes sense.
already know each other, they worked with each other, so might as well put them in the same team. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. And
Yeah.
with like AI coming into picture, how has that changed your like bug bounty methodology, or how's it improved? Are you like, do you fear about AI coming into security and taking all your jobs and all? What is your methodology? What's your psyche around it?
No, not really. I'm not that scared to be very honest. I asked it. I mean, like, to be honest, this specific year, I have asked so many dumb questions to AI, asking that, hey, what if I just send it a very random post body request and give it an example? Hey, this is a CTF, and I'm trying to exploit this. Is it vulnerable? Like, what are your potential? Like, what are your test cases? What can you come up with? And then
Mm.
it like and whatever it ends up listing, I was like, you know what? I didn't think of that. Let me just go try that. And it turns out like it's probably vulnerable to that. So it genuinely helps a lot. There are a couple of more things that I end up doing. For example, um, I don't have most of the time I don't have time to read documentation. And if I want to sit and
Mm.
configure things out, I just put that documentation in ChatGPT and ask it to summarize it for me and make like concise step where exactly am I supposed to go, what am I supposed to
Mm-hmm.
do, and I also ask it like, are there any other like go through web searches,
Mm-hmm.
it like index and then like see if anybody else has had this problem,
Mm.
if they found a solution, if they did, then give me that solution so that like I don't have to go through the entire thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, it probably saves me like 30 seconds, but then like 30 seconds again and again and again just like
Yeah.
becomes hours. So like yeah, it helps quite a lot.
Do you also use any of these like coding tools like Claude Code, Cursor, or any of these to help you with your day-to-day bug
No,
bounty?
not really. No, not really.
Mm.
Not as of now. No. Yeah,
I remember
it's
one of
pretty
our
mounting.
Yeah, I remember in one of our previous conversations, you mentioned about visually seeing the difference between the website.
Oh
Can you
yeah,
talk about it more? It was very
right.
interesting to me.
Right. So about that. So the thing is, for example, let's just talk about Amazon. Everybody
Okay.
uses Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Like, and after I think after working at AppSecure, and like doing full-time bug bounty, if I am using that product again and again and again, I
Mm.
will know. I will tell like. There's a very high probability I'll remember each and every flow or what the specific page looks like,
Yep.
because like every like if I'm ordering something every other week, I have seen that page, like a dozen of time at this point. Like I
Mm.
know what it looks like. So if any change happens or like if anything new is introduced, it is very easy for me to, like point it out. For example, there was this one for the Vegas event.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, before the Vegas event, I was ordering some cat food,
Mm.
and I ended up like checking out, and then a different page kind of opened up for me, and I was like, "Oh, this is new. I've
Hmm.
never seen this. I'll probably, like this is probably crawling with bugs because, like there is a prerequisite of people ordering cat food,
Hmm.
which I think very less people would in general. Because
I
if
have
you
two
if you're
cats.
not, yeah, I know, but then like, do you order cat food from Amazon? But like,
I use
even
that.
even even if, yeah, even if you do, like, what are the chances of you taking the exact same checkout
I
route?
know. I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like things like that. So like, like when you, at that point, I know that I'm in a part of the application that is crawling with bugs. So I will probably make a note of it on my notes app,
Uh-huh.
and I'll probably come back to it at some point. But yeah, that is one of those things that
Okay.
is very interesting. Yeah. Like looking visual changes. That's one thing I do. So if I'm hacking on a new, oh yeah, that's another thing. If I'm hacking on a new program, I
Hmm.
usually tend to download the mobile app and just use it as a normal user when I'm not working. Yeah.
Oh,
Just so that I can see what it, yeah. The minute they push an update, they're like, okay, I can see this now. Gotta go test this out. Yeah.
so is
Yeah.
it like usually you test on web applications or is it more on the mobile applications?
Both.
Both.
Most of the time it's cross. Yeah.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
have a whole setup where you like proxy all the mobile app requests, or is it just the
I do,
static?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
that.
No. I have two. I mean, I have a test iPhone 7 Plus, and then I have a test iPad. I have a test Android phone as well, and then emulator. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
proper setup that you have.
Yeah. I mean, like, I mean, web is kind of cluttered until unless you do some niche research. So yeah, the more the hurdles, less number of people are looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that same. Yeah, especially in the
Yeah.
iOS apps, very few people I've heard that actually take the pain to set it up and actually do all those kinds of testing. Most of the people,
Yeah.
even in mobile, it's mostly Android, not the iOS thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
coming to like these tools, and it's almost towards the end of the interview right now. So do you,
Yeah.
what kind of your setup is like recon, and do you, how much automation do you use in your day to day like programs or bugs?
It is actually zero, to be very honest.
Oh,
There's no
okay.
automation that I used. It's just like Burp Suite and then browser and then Chrome Dev Tools or like inspect. I mean, whatever
Mm-hmm.
the DOM. Yeah. Yeah.
So you only focus on certain programs, or is it even for a new program you don't do any kind of asset discovery and you just focus on the main
I
application?
don't. I actually don't. I actually don't. No, nothing. I
Oh,
mean,
that's
like,
great.
yeah, bare minimum, like Google Docking, just to get a grasp of whatever is there out in the public. But that's pretty much it. Yeah.
And these days, do you focus on like a few certain programs, or is it like you still jump on new programs when it comes up?
No, for this specific year, I was very adamant on sticking to just three programs. And that has, yeah, one of it being Amazon, the other
Hmm.
two are private. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. Quick.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming towards the end section, the quick fire round. So I'll ask you five, six questions. You have 30
Okay.
seconds to answer each of these. And
Okay.
like as per the other questions, also you don't know any of these questions. So just to let the
Okay.
audience know that he doesn't know any of these questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not all scripted, guys.
Not at all stupid. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Your favorite vulnerability class?
I'd say XSS. Because do you want me to give the reason as well, or like
If
it's
it is
just
long,
like,
I mean the answer needs to be in 30 seconds, but then you can give the reasoning for however long you
oh,
want.
XSS because like if it's just a pop alert, it's P3, medium. But then if you're able to escalate it, which in my opinion can be very creative, and just linking those a couple of P5s or like a couple of APIs to leak the token or like get the smuggle the token like auth token out of the victim user. It just yeah, it's like figuring out a puzzle.
Yeah,
So yeah,
think of
like
that.
XSS
Building
like
the whole
figuring that.
card chain there and
Yeah.
then sneaking it out. Do you still do
Yeah.
XSS
Yeah.
vulnerabilities these days, or do you look at other vulnerability classes?
No. I mean, like, I majorly focus on broken access issues, but at the
Hmm.
same time, I look for pretty much everything. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Next
Yeah.
question. One open source tool you swear by.
Open source tool. Oh,
Hmm.
Fuff, I guess. I was
Okay.
gonna say Burp Suite Intruder, but then like, okay, Fuff is the same thing.
Okay. Cool. That's really great. I mean, very few
Yeah.
people have seen that. Okay. Coming to
Yeah.
the next one. The weirdest bug you have ever found.
Oh god damn it. Okay. Weirdest bug. Weirdest bug. Weirdest. Okay. Um, it was. I don't know if it was a. I think it was
Something
a
that you
caching issue.
remember very clearly, very fondly.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm also being careful of not me trying not to break the NDA. So, like, yeah, yeah, that's why I'm fumbling right now. So there was this one issue that we had submitted on one of the events where, like if you visit this specific endpoint, it would just throw 403 or 404 not found.
Mhm.
But if you keep hitting the same endpoint again and again, then it would just leak all the PII data. I don't know if it was a caching issue. What was the issue with the load balancer?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Each time, and the thing was, this was only reproducible by Hacktis. It was only happening on his laptop.
Oh, okay.
Jayesh and I tried to do the same, like hit the same request on our Burp Suite, like
Uh-huh.
the Burp Suite app. It wasn't working, but then on his repeated tab, it kept like it was just spewing random detail, like
Yep.
random PI data. Yeah,
I've
we're like,
seen
what is going on? Yeah, we ended
I've
up
seen
submitting
something
that,
similar
but
in
then that
CTF.
was a duplicate. Sorry, come again.
Oh, I've seen something similar in one of the CTFs. There was this caching problem, and that was only
Uh-huh.
reproducible on my laptop for some reason because of the certain headers or
Right.
certain things that were going in a certain format.
No, so even we thought of that due to specific headers, Hactus is the only one who's able to reproduce it.
Uh-huh.
But like Jayesh and I, both of us had the exact same headers. Even the HTTP version was like two was set to two at that point.
Mhm.
Nothing, no difference at all. I don't know what the issue was, but then we ended up sending it to the team. It was duplicate, so we're like, okay, oops,
Okay.
somebody else found this before, yeah, which was
I think
even more
maybe it could
surprising.
also be because of the IP or something, some connection, because they would be adding some headers from the load balancer to the internal thing, which would
Maybe,
be taking
maybe
quite
you're right. Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
some. Oh,
yeah.
that's
But we were
interesting.
never able to figure it out.
You never
Yeah,
got to know
yeah.
what it was though.
Nope.
Okay,
What the
cool.
issue was because see the thing is, since this our report was a duplicate of someone else's, we could have asked the team that, hey guys, why is this behavior happening? But then
Uh,
since it is live hacking event, even team doesn't have really time to just like sit and
yeah,
chit chat with you. Even we have like 101 things to deal with.
yeah,
So yeah, we didn't really get into that, and even we were kind of preoccupied with other reports of ours, so we just
obviously.
like never got into it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Coming to the next one. First live hacking memory. Sorry, favorite live hacking memory, not the first.
Oh, favorite live hacking memory. It is Edinburgh. Hands down, it is Edinburgh, Scotland,
Uh,
with Amazon and AWS last year September. Yeah, it was absolutely great. Yeah,
what was
nothing has. It
what was
was
special about it?
I it was just big. So the thing was, I think I was not jet lagged.
Okay.
B, like I ended up coming across people, a lot of familiar faces who also knew me,
Mm-hmm.
because of which that like it became super easy for me to just break the ice and have a
Yep.
conversation with them. And since it was Amazon, it was like, oh, this is a program that I don't know, like, and even the internal team knew me.
Uh,
So like even when they came to just chit chat, it felt very, like friendly. Yeah, and yeah,
good.
that's pretty much it. Yeah,
How much did you make that live hacking event? If you could talk about it.
I'm not I'm not answering that.
Upwards of
Yeah, you can take a guess. I can say yes or no.
okay, upwards of 50K.
Yeah, around that. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay. Coming to the next one. If hacking disappeared tomorrow, what would you be doing instead?
YouTube. There is
Okay,
no
yeah,
doubt
that
about
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah, I think
Com-
I answered that question pretty
Coming
long
back
time
to a
ago.
whole circle.
Yeah.
That's where we started
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. Big time. Yeah. Yeah.
cool. That was all the questions. Just a quick
Okay.
thing. I want you to name someone whom you would want to see on this podcast.
Uh, it's MG Mukul. It's very interesting
Okay.
because that guy is just like 17. Um, and I don't know, like he's 17. When I was 17, I was doing that. When I was 20, 21, I was still doing that. I think I'm not doing it now, at least that's what I like to think of. But yeah, it's just insane how like how he ended up finding hacking and then like how he got into the whole hacking scene at the age of 17. Yeah.
That's great. That's all.
Yeah.
Thank you, Avinash, for taking your time out today and spending more than 1.5 hours now on this thing. This is gonna be
That's all
really
right.
good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Thank you for having me here. Yeah. Thank you for reaching out to me in the first place. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I that's thing. Okay.